If you're one of the millions who toss kale into your shopping cart every week, convinced you're doing your bones a huge favor, you might want to pause for a second and really listen up. Kale has been riding a massive wave of popularity for years now, and it's easy to see why. It's got that deep green color, it looks super fresh, and it's always front and center in those superfood lists you see online. But here's the thing, if you think kale's got your bones covered, you might want to sit down, because what you're about to hear could totally change the way you look at this leafy green. That's right. Kale, the so-called king of greens, is about to lose its crown, at least when it comes to being a reliable source of calcium for your body. For years, we've been told that kale is a nutritional powerhouse, packed with vitamins, minerals, and, yes, calcium. But is it really the bone-building champion it's made out to be? Or is there more to the story that most people don't know? Let's set the scene. You're at a trendy cafe, and you see kale everywhere. Kale salads, kale chips, kale smoothies. It's the go-to green for health-conscious folks, and it's got a reputation for being one of the healthiest foods you can eat. Ready for a plot twist? Kale's famous for being healthy, right? It's loaded with fiber, antioxidants, and a whole alphabet of vitamins. But when it comes to calcium, the mineral your bones crave, kale's reputation might be a little overblown. Here's where things get interesting. You might have seen those nutrition charts that show kale as a good source of calcium, sometimes even comparing it to dairy products, like milk or cheese. But let's not be fooled by the numbers alone, because when it comes to calcium, kale totally drops the ball. It's not just about how much calcium is in the food, it's about how much your body can actually absorb and use. And that's where kale starts to stumble. So, what's the real deal with kale and calcium? Let's break it down. Yes, kale does contain calcium. If you look at the nutrition label, you'll see it right there. Calcium. Listed among the other minerals. But here's the catch. Just because it's in the kale doesn't mean your body can use it. In fact, your body can barely use it at all. Why is that? The answer lies in something most people have never even heard of. Oxalates. These are naturally occurring compounds found in many plant foods, and they have a sneaky way of interfering with your body's ability to absorb certain minerals, especially calcium. So, even though kale technically has calcium, it's not as simple as eating a bunch of kale and expecting your bones to get stronger. Let's zoom in for a closer look. Kale is packed with something called oxalates. These little molecules are like the bouncers at an exclusive club. They decide who gets in and who doesn't. In this case, they're blocking calcium from getting into your bloodstream and ultimately into your bones. When you eat kale, the oxalates bind to the calcium, forming a compound that your body can't absorb. So even if you're eating kale by the handful, most of that precious calcium is just passing right through you, never making it to where it's needed most. Think of oxalates like tiny bouncers, blocking that precious calcium from getting into your system. You might be putting in the effort, chopping, massaging, blending kale into your meals, but your bones aren't seeing the benefits you think they are. It's a bit of a letdown, isn't it? All that work, and your body is left wanting more. So, what does this mean for your diet? Well, let's say you're eating a mountain of kale every week thinking you're doing your bones a favor. The reality is, your bones aren't cashing in. The calcium in kale is mostly locked away, thanks to those oxalates. You could eat kale for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and still not get the bone-strengthening benefits you're hoping for. It's a classic case of looks can be deceiving. So, what should you do if you really want to boost your calcium intake and support strong, healthy bones? The good news is, there are plenty of other veggies out there that don't have the same problem as kale. Go for low-oxalate veggies like bok choy or broccoli. These greens are not only delicious and versatile, but they also allow your body to absorb and use the calcium they contain. That means when you eat them, your bones actually get the benefit. And let's not forget about dairy. If you're not lactose challenged, dairy products like milk, cheese, and yogurt are some of the best sources of calcium out there. They're low in oxalates, so your body can absorb the calcium easily and put it to work building strong bones and teeth. So, if you're looking for real results, don't be afraid to pour yourself a glass of milk or add a slice of cheese to your meal. Now let's talk about those kale smoothies. You know the ones. Bright green, Instagram-worthy, and often touted as the ultimate health drink. Next time someone brags about their kale smoothie, hit them with the truth. While it might be packed with vitamins and fiber, it's not the calcium powerhouse they think it is. In fact, if they're drinking it for their bones, they might want to reconsider their strategy. So, what's the bottom line? When it comes to calcium, kale fails. It's still a healthy food, don't get us wrong. It's great for fiber, antioxidants, and a host of other nutrients. But if you're looking to build strong bones, you're better off reaching for broccoli, bok choy, or a serving of dairy. Pass the broccoli, please. Your bones will thank you. Let's dig a little deeper into why oxalates are such a big deal. Oxalates are found in many plant foods, not just kale. Spinach, beet greens, and Swiss chard are also high in oxalates. But kale, despite its reputation, is still high enough in oxalates to make a difference in how much calcium your body can use. When oxalates bind to calcium in your digestive tract, they form insoluble crystals that your body can't break down or absorb. These crystals just pass through your system and are eliminated as waste. That means all the calcium you thought you were getting from kale is basically going to waste. You might be wondering, is there any way to reduce the oxalate content in kale? Cooking can help a little. Boiling kale and then discarding the water can lower the oxalate content somewhat, but even then, kale still isn't the best source of absorbable calcium. If you're serious about getting enough calcium, it's better to focus on foods that are naturally low in oxalates and high in bioavailable calcium. Let's talk numbers for a second. A cup of raw kale contains about 100 milligrams of calcium. That sounds pretty good, right? But because of the oxalates, your body might only absorb a fraction of that, sometimes as little as 5 to 10%. Compare that to a cup of broccoli, which has about 40 milligrams of calcium, but your body can absorb much more of it, up to 60% or more. So even though broccoli has less calcium on paper, your body actually gets more usable calcium from it than from kale. And what about dairy? A single cup of milk contains around 300 milligrams of calcium, and your body can absorb most of it. That's why dairy is considered the gold standard for calcium. If you're lactose intolerant or vegan, don't worry. There are still plenty of plant-based options that are low in oxalates and high in absorbable calcium, like fortified plant milks, tofu made with calcium sulfate, and of course, low oxalate greens like bok choy and broccoli. It's also important to remember that calcium isn't the only nutrient your bones need. Vitamin D is crucial for helping your body absorb calcium, and magnesium and vitamin K are also important for bone health. So while it's great to focus on calcium, make sure you're getting a balanced diet with plenty of variety. So the next time you're at the grocery store, don't feel like you have to load up on kale just for your bones. Enjoy it for its other health benefits, but look to other foods for your calcium needs. And if someone tries to tell you that kale is the best food for strong bones, you'll know the real story. You can confidently say, actually, when it comes to calcium, kale isn't all it's cracked up to be. I'll take some broccoli, please. In summary, kale is a fantastic vegetable for many reasons. It's low in calories, high in fiber, and packed with antioxidants. But when it comes to calcium, it's not the superstar it's often made out to be. Thanks to those pesky oxalates, most of the calcium in kale is out of reach for your body. If you want to build strong bones, focus on low oxalate veggies like broccoli and bok choy, or enjoy some dairy if you can tolerate it. And remember, a balanced diet is the key to good health. So go ahead and enjoy your kale salads and smoothies, but don't count on them to meet your calcium needs. Pass the broccoli and keep your bones happy.